Hello, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting. And welcome to all my new subscribers. We've had a bit of an influx of subscribers, not only on YouTube but also on my Facebook and my Instagram page as well, which I'm not. I try to be active on there, but I'm not very active. But anyway, welcome everybody, and of course welcome back to everybody that has been around for some time. Right, so as the title of the video showed you, we're going to talk about budgets and stuff like that, and how I managed to keep my grocery bill so low. Because we've had so many new subscribers and a lot of them are Kiwis, I thought I'd just go into it a little bit and sort of combine a few videos that I've already done in the past that might be a little bit harder for you to find. So last week I was in the New Zealand Women's Weekly. Look, there I am right there. And I did the interview back in July of this year, and it's just been a little while, but there's me and Trix, there's my husband Carl, and some of the grandkids, and then there I am standing holding some preserves in the kitchen. And so that's why we've got a whole heap of new friendly faces. And the interview was mostly about me and where I'm from, my background, and all that type of stuff. But it says Stacy super savings. I feed my family on $5,000 a year. She went from saving lives to saving money with these budget busting tips. So yeah, that's kind of what the article was, a little bit about that. But I just wanted to go into it just a little bit more. So what I've done is I've jotted some notes down, and as I said, like some of these I've talked about in other videos, and any of those videos will be linked in the description or up here in the iCards. But let's just get to talking about it, okay? So I've got 15 ways to help save money at the grocery store, basically. So if you didn't know, I challenged myself to spend $5,000 for this year on groceries, and I am definitely going to go over that. I haven't done a tally for a little bit because, as you know, I haven't really been home and that type of thing, but we are still eating from our pantries and our freezers and things like that, and I have built up my pantry supplies over the years to accommodate lower spend budgets and stuff. So I am going to be slightly over. We've only got basically 2 months left of the year, and I will have a final tally in December, and let you know how I went. But regardless, for 4 people, or 3 to 4 people, that's it works out to be $14 a day. I think it was $14 a day. So that's, it's not very much. Anyway, right, let's get on with this. So number 1, get strict on yourself. Okay, so what does that mean? It means set a budget. Set a budget of what you're happy with, and what is good for you, and be strict with it. So your grocery budget is one of the biggest variables of your budget, basically, because you've got mortgage or rent, and then you've got your power, utilities, and all the rest, and then you've got some might have debt, loans, all that sort of stuff. But your grocery budget is a variable amount, so you can some people would be pretty strict on how much they spend, and others have to have a little wiggle room because they have to survive on a smaller budget if there's not as much that week because they need to pay extra bills. So that's what I mean about it's a variable. So be strict on yourself and set your budget. Don't go to the shops hungry, and and say to yourself, right, I'm going to start putting X amount away in an envelope for takeaways once a fortnight instead of once a week or something like that. You know, that's what I mean about being strict on yourself. So you can pare that budget back, and you absolutely should is where you can, because I had a comment on a Facebook because it was also shared in the Herald newspaper, and one of the comments was a gentleman, well, I don't know if it's gentleman because he was quite nasty, but he said, oh, you know, you should get an education, and people shouldn't worry about being on a budget, and stuff like that. And he was going, oh, you know, me and my wife worked really hard and got educated and qualified so that we didn't have to have budget food and stuff. Well, really? You quite obviously haven't seen my videos, because I don't consider my food to be budget, as in, you know, like, yes, it's it doesn't cost too much, but it's wholesome and it's good food. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, plenty of you telling me that you love my recipes and stuff. So he was saying, you know, who wants to just eat horrible budget food? And it's like, well, being on a budget doesn't mean that you have to have horrible budget food. My biggest expense every week is fruit and veggies, because, as you know, my gardens have been giving me problems. My body's been giving me problems, so I can't garden as much as I like. So being on a strict budget doesn't necessarily mean it's, excuse the language, shit food. All right, so yeah, enough of the ramble on that one. But yeah, a couple of comments were like, ooh, budget food, you know, and I think they just think that we live on 2-minute noodles or something, and it's not the case. Like I said, fresh fruit and veggies and meat are my first priority. Anyway, moving on. Number 2, build a staples pantry. Okay, so I have done a video on this because it was a highly requested video, and I will link it up here and in the description. And basically I sort of go through what I consider my staple pantry, and having a staple pantry is just so beneficial. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. So here's some rolled oats, right? Just a plain old bag of rolled oats. I think they were under $3. It's 750 grams. That used to be a kilo, but shrinkflation, right? I don't buy rolled oats in bulk as of yet, because it's not something that I actually use a lot. But I'm starting to, because I've started making my own granola and my own muesli bars, because muesli bars is something that husband buys for him and the kids as a sweet on the run snack, kind of a, you know, I'm busy on the farm and I just need something with energy. So that's been put on the way. So yeah, so muesli bars is another thing. So if you buy rolled oats, these rolled oats can now be used for a multitude of different recipes. So an example of what I would use rolled oats for: porridge, crumbles for dessert. You can put it in bread, you can put it in baking, you could make granola, you could make muesli bars, you could put it in your pancakes and your waffles. Gosh, that's just to name some ideas. So seeds, dried fruit. I buy all of these in bulk and have big jars of them, because with these cranberries, for instance, I can make a multitude of different recipes from that. With the seeds, these are pumpkin seeds, I can make a multitude of different recipes with this. I can use it in my bread, I can use it in the muesli bars, you know, in baking and cooking. It's just salads, the list goes on. So that's what I mean about having a staple pantry list. And you need to work out, and that's another one of, I will get onto it in one of the other numbers. Yeah, and you just need to work out what your pantry staple list is. And secondly, I do have a free printable that you can create your own staple pantry list from. So number 3, buying in bulk, but keep an eye out on the unit prices and the gram or ounce prices. So again, you know, I buy my flour in bulk because that is saving me money, and it means that I've got a bulk amount because we live like an hour from town and I don't want to be running out of flour anytime soon. I probably won't buy rolled oats yet in bulk, but we'll see, because like I said, these are new things that it all happened from Use It Up October, because I was like, I need to start using more of some of these things that I've got in bulk, and I just feel like I wasn't using it enough. So that's why I'm making up these recipes, and I will be bringing them to you in videos shortly, just to go off on a different tangent. So yeah, buying in bulk, but also just keep an eye on the unit prices, because sometimes you can find when things are on special, you can buy multiple and it's cheaper than buying things in bulk. So just really know your prices, basically. So number 4, make things from scratch. I'm very much a scratch cook. I did used to have convenience packets of things, but because, you know, like, because I buy things in bulk, you know, like all my spices and my herbs and stuff, I make my own packet stuff and things like that. So yeah, you save a lot of money when you cook things from scratch. For instance, this massive jar of granola, I'll try and figure out how much I spend, but I can tell you right now, I spend a lot less making my own than I do if I buy it. Muesli is extremely expensive in the supermarkets right now. Okay, number 5, know what you buy on a regular basis so you can stock up when it's on special. So make a master list. It's kind of like going back to the staple pantry list. Make that master list, and then you will know what you need to stock up on, and you know, so for instance, I know, excuse me, I know roughly how much stuff I go through now, because I keep an eye on things. So yeah, make up your own master list and say, okay, I buy tomato sauce. How many cans of tomato sauce do I go through? Is that something that I can buy in bulk, and buy the bigger jug and stick it in the bottom of the fridge and save money that way? Or okay, we go through 12 cans of we go through 1 can per month, so if it's on special, buy 12 cans, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's what I mean about know what you buy on a regular basis and make a master list. Because if you've got a master list, then you know you can sorry, I'm just trying to see my list. If you've got the master list, then you can know how much you need in any given year, and I've worked that out by keeping my receipts. So if you keep your receipts, you can compile a list on roughly how much you go through. And speaking of receipts, keep an eye on your receipts. Always check before you leave the car park, because so many times, and I would say at least 8 out of 10 times, things are the wrong price. And no, I don't have a problem with going back and getting my dollar, because a dollar, you know, can buy you a tin of tomatoes or half a loaf of bread, you know, like every little bit counts. So and quite often, like I said, they make mistakes. Number 7, low spend month or / weeks throughout the year. So Use It Up October is kind of what we're doing for that, is we're using our pantries and our fridge. And by the way, Use It Up October is going really well. I have had another week away from home. I've just got back 2 days ago. But husband's been using up all this stuff as well. So yeah, so have some low spend months. You can choose to do a month at a time. It's very popular in the Northern Hemisphere to do the 3 Rivers Challenge during January and February. And I reckon we, us Kiwis and Aussies, need to do one in like June, July or something like that during our winter. And then, or if you don't want to do it for a month, you could do it for a week. So if, for instance, you've got to go away somewhere and you need a little bit of extra money, say, okay, right, we're going to challenge and involve the whole family. We're gonna save some money this week, kids, and let's think of some ideas and some meals that we can make really cheaply and save some money so that we can go away for the weekend or something like that, you know. So yeah, low spend months, weeks are great to do all throughout the year, not just January, February. Number 8, make extra and put it aside for the freezer. So you know me, I love my freezer meals. True confession, I haven't had any in my freezer since May, actually. I tell a lie because in this one here, I've got teriyaki chicken, and I'm going to pop that in the fridge. I've got a few dump bag chicken recipes, so I'm using that up. So I'm just going to do husband. I've got some venison out for him, and I'm going to have teriyaki chicken as another protein. So yeah, so anyway, freezer meals and freezing extras. So if you're making a bolognese, make double and then freeze half of it, half of the meat for another meal. So definitely making extra and putting aside in the freezer is really good, or in the fridge so that you can have it for lunches or breakfast if you want, or you know, eat it for 2 days. Stop buying convenience food. For example, pizza bases. Pizza bases are so cheap and easy to make and so cost effective if you make your own. I've got 2 videos that you can watch on that, so I will also link them here. I've got 5 ways to use my pizza dough recipe and the actual pizza recipe itself. Those can be frozen, so you know, frozen pizzas, yep, I get it, you buy them because they're convenient and you want them there if you know, you want to have a quick meal. Well, set aside an hour on a Saturday or Sunday and make up some pizzas, throw them in the freezer and have them yourself. I've just been to my daughter, my other daughter, because I've got 2 daughters pregnant at the same time, and they're due at the same time. In fact, they're due within days of each other, and I went to her place her family, and I filled their freezer. I used the meat in their freezer and made a whole heap of freezer meals. I think there was like over 30 freezer meals and stuff, and that's for when the baby comes and to help her out. So the freezer can be your friend if you've got the space for, you know, convenience foods and stuff like that. Pre-chopped veggies, and whether they fresh or frozen. So you know, like you can buy pre-chopped frozen veg, and you can also buy pre-chopped in the fresh section. You're going to pay more. You are going to pay more for the convenience of them already being chopped when if you buy it in season, which is the next one, by the way. Number 10, buy everything in season and preserve it while it's cheaper. So that's just another example. So when onions are on season, if I haven't grown any, I buy them in bulk and I freeze some, and I make products out of it like caramelized onion and all sorts. So, you know, I've talked about that a million times. 11, plan. So meal prep, freezer meals, and plan your shopping trips. You know, have a look at the online specials at all of the supermarkets, or if you're in the supermarket, just pop out your phone and check what prices are at the other stores and stuff like that. So just, yeah, make a plan and stick to it. It sort of goes with that number 1. I think it was number 1. Hang on, I'll just go back and have a look. Yeah, it's sort of like a few of them actually. It's like the more you plan, the more you know what you need to buy, when it's on special. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, the thing is that I was able to build up my pantry stores because I brought things when they're on special, and it took me a while to get to the point where I'm at now. And to be honest, I even helped my daughter when she recently moved and stocked up her pantry from my pantry because it saved her money in the situation that she was in. And I was able to basically just start her off just using the stuff that I've stored here. So yeah, it's just, yeah, it's brilliant. Number 12, online shopping. It will save you, especially if you're an impulse buyer. I don't do online shopping. Supermarket shopping used to be my favourite thing. I love going to the supermarket and looking at prices. Not so much anymore because it's just depressing. But I still love the hunt of a bargain and all that sort of stuff. And I love savings, and, you know, keep an eye on your supermarket when they do their markdowns, because they will do them at certain times. I went into Pack and Save the other day and I got a massive big bag of 20 rolls for $2.30 because they were on markdown, and they were still soft as any, but I needed them for some catering instead of making my own. So I managed to get them because I went first thing in the morning. So know when your supermarket, you know, marks down prices and things like that. So yeah, the online shopping is a good one, as I said, because, you know, you can stick to your budget, and if you've got a little bit extra, then you can hunt out those specials. 13, keep out of the, I can barely read my own writing. I know what I'm trying to say, but I've forgotten the word. Brain frog from my medication. The processed food aisles. So you all know, right, that the supermarket is it's there to market food. If you shop around the outside of a supermarket, which is you go in, your fruit and veggies, and then you've got your deli usually, and then you've got your bakery, and then you go, usually the back has your meat, and then down your sides you've got your dairy and your frozens, and then go. The less you shop in the middle section, the better your budget will be, because it's, you know, yes, there's staples that you need, and I get that, but the less you buy of pre-convenience food and processed foods, and you make them yourself, the more money you are going to save. And yes, that was another thing in the comment section. Oh, it's all right for you, you don't work. Well, I do work, actually, because this is my full-time job, and I work 7 days a week, and I work very long hours doing this. Not that I mind, because I love it, but I also used to work 12 to 14 hour days doing shift work as an ambulance officer. I was an EMT, so we would work very long hours, and some would be night shifts and stuff like that. But it was all about me prioritizing, being organized and prepared and things like that, so that I could have some downtime. I've also been a solo mum who's brought up 6 kids. So I've been there, I've done that. I understand time constraints, but at the end of the day, we all have 24 hours in every single day. It's up to us how we choose to use them. We all are busy in one way or another, but if I choose to prioritize an hour to chop up veggies, like I did a Sunday prep video maybe 3 weeks ago, possibly 4 weeks ago. I'd have to look. I'll put it up here. I'll write a text of how many weeks it was, and I pre-prepped stuff in jars, like this is cranberries, but I did a full jar of leeks, and those leeks, I used the last of them last night for dinner, and they were perfect. They were absolutely perfect. So if I choose to do an hour of prepping fruit and veg for convenient, quick veg during the week, or, you know, I spend a couple of hours. I've got another video that I did a whole heap of freezer meals for under 2 hours. That's from start to finish, and then I had the convenience of those in the freezer. So what I'm trying to say is we all have the same amount of time. It's just how we choose to use it, you know, and sometimes we are in the thick of things and we've got little kiddies and stuff like that. But like I said, mum of 6, I've been there, I've done it. And did I always make the most of my time? Absolutely not. Could I have done things a lot better? Absolutely I could have. I'm by no means a perfect example. Some of the things that I wish I'd learned way back then, I wish I could have done. Things that I do now, I wish I'd done back then. We didn't do freezer meals, hardly at all. Not like these days anyway. But yeah, anyway, rambling Stace. 14, point of 3, what I call point of 3. So it goes back to the shopping, your specials and stuff like that, and that's how I built up my pantry. So if something was on special, for example, my dishwasher tablets, okay? This is my second bag I've brought since February 2023 because I had them, came on special, and this is the one that I enjoy. They came on special, so I brought 3. And then a month later, because it's usually in a cycle, they came on special again, I brought another 3. So I had quite a few bags, and there's 70 in that, so that's a few months worth. So I buy them at the very lower special price, and you're using one, and then you've got a couple in you know, in your stockpile sort of stuff. So another example, peanut butter, because I was going to say tomatoes, not tomatoes, I can't remember now, peanut butter. So you're using one and you grab 2 more, so that when you use that one, you've got the next one that you open, and then you've got a spare. So 3. Like to do the point of 3. So buy 3 of everything, and then that will see you right, and you'll just start saving heaps of money. It does work, I promise it does work, once you have your staple pantry. And number 15 is use cash. I know they're trying to get away from cash, but cash is your friend, because if you have cash in your hand, it's a psychological thing. You are less likely to hand over if you've got cash. If you're using cards, it's just tap, tap, you know, oh, tap sort of stuff. But cash, I don't know, it's still cash is king, right? Go the cash. Hopefully they don't get rid of it. But how many times does EFTPOS go down and you don't have cash, then you can't go to the supermarket? We had massive storms come through, knocked out the power to our small town for 2 to 3 days, and the little supermarkets, they were managed to stay open, but only if you had cash. So I'm a huge believer in cash. I don't want them to get rid of it, because our society still needs cash. But enough of that, because I'll probably get some hate in the comments. Those are just some of the main points that I wanted to tell you about. I probably rambled a little bit in this video, and I'm sorry about that, but my brain goes off on a tangent. But yeah, I will write the list down as well in the description of the video, so that you know, if you want to reference it and you can screenshot it or whatever, it will give you an idea. All right, we've got it's sunny-ish sort of a day. I took a fall outside this morning. Not good, not good. I tripped over some rope and I landed on both my knees. Luckily, instead of putting my hands out, which a lot of people do, I think it's back from my AMBO days, see a lot of people with wrist injuries because they fall and they land on their wrists. You land like that, so your forearms take the brunt of it. So I went down, both knees and forearms, and then sort of hit the ground. So my top was all dirty, and I just did the lawns yesterday, so I had lawn clippings all over me. But my knee is so sore now. Well, they're both sore, but the one that I had the operation on in May is very sore, so it's quite swollen. Really didn't need that to happen. But yeah, what can you do? Accidents happen, right? So anyway, the next video I might do the granola, because honestly, this is so delicious. It's got flaxseed, it's got pecans, sunflower, pumpkin seeds, coconut, rolled oats, it's got walnuts, honey, maple syrup, and it's just absolutely delicious. So I think I might bring that video to you next, but I'm going to rest my knee. I've got into a book and I was up until half past one reading the book, and yeah, I love books. Anyway, again, rambling. I hope you got something out of that video, and I really look forward to seeing you again, and yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. All right, bye for now.